Hey guys, this is Pug Weasel. The topic of today's video is the 9mm myth. Now, over a month ago I said that I was pretty much done with prepper videos, but this is actually a prepper video. It's a prepper, you have it wrong video, because I thought of this topic and I said to myself, you know what, Brad, let it go. You said you were done, but it just kept popping back into my head, and so here we go. The thing here is it's about the 9mm bullet, and I've read forum after forum after forum and listened to video after video or watched video after video saying, you know, the thing you want to stock up on is the 9mm because it's that common round that they make a lot of it and everybody's going to have it. But here's what's the problem with that is everybody's going to have it. The stores are going to be out of it really, really quick because everybody's got a 9mm. I have a 9mm. And, you know, if you think about the 22 long rifle, the thing that everybody has is the thing that's going to just get wiped off the shelves really quickly, and you're not going to be able to find it. And even speculators, if it's a without rule of law situation, are going to keep a hold of the bullets that they have guns for, and they probably have 9mm. So you're really setting yourself up to not find that bullet because it's so common. It would seem to me that it would be a better idea to prepare, if I was going to buy a weapon to prepare for WROL, I would buy a weapon that was a less common round, like not just a less common round, like a 40 caliber is less common than 9mm technically. I mean like a 5.7 F&N or a you know, in the pistol type. I might get something that's going to be powerful and maybe stock up on. I'm trying to think what was on the shelf. 38 was on the shelf a lot through this whole shortage. I was able to get 38s. I passed up 38s because they were lead exposed match rounds and didn't want to have a whole bunch of open lead rounds because you can't go to the range with them. But they were on the shelf every week. So there are other rounds out there that you can get a hold of that might have done you better because you could continue to get those rounds. If the bullet speculators have a bunch of rounds but they own a 9mm, they're not going to sell you their 9mm. Because think about it, why would I trade you the thing that makes my weapon work even if I have lots of it? Because the fact of the matter is that if we get to some kind of catastrophe that, say, is a nature-made catastrophe or a meteor or global warming, you know, climate change, or even if it's, you know, economic, whatever it is, if I'm planning on seeing the end of the world, civilization as we know it, I'm going to prepare for it going on forever, which means I can't afford to ever trade you or sell you my rounds. They're not going to be available. On the other hand, bullet speculators probably have bought some rounds that aren't so common. And I think about some of the stuff that was on the shelves through this bullet shortage, and you know, for instance, 17 Magnum, I think it's WMR was the acronym or that goes behind it. There's some HMR on the shelves. I don't even know what these rifles, you know, are really specifically made for, but 6mm, 7mm, 8mm rifle rounds were on the shelf. 270 Winchester, I think, is one of the rounds that I kept seeing. Some of the really gigantic elephant gun rounds were on the shelf constantly through this gun shortage. I don't know if that would be a good idea because those are really expensive. But Beretta's making a 5.56 that's going to be exchangeable with a 300 blackout round, and the 300 blackout round was at Cabela's through this whole gun shortage. If you could get the bullet, because nobody else really, it's not a common round, it's not the popular rifle to own. If you have one of those, you could have been buying and continuing to save up bullets through this whole shortage, and it would have allowed you to continue to stock up where you know, where you might not have gotten 9mm for a long time. I don't know if you can argue that about the 22 long rifle. It's, you know, it comes in large amounts, but again, it's the bullet for the prepper. Every prepper, you know, will tell you that you ought to have a 22 long rifle for whatever reason, so you can save your other ammo for protecting yourself, if nothing else. But it was missing off the shelf, and when you could find it, it was overpriced. Well, that 17 caliber round is more expensive, but you could probably get it the whole time there was a shortage and continue to build up your collection of bullets and hopefully be ready for whatever it is you think is going to happen. And so I think the 9mm, you have to have that weapon. It's the best weapon to have. I think whatever you're sitting on right now, collect the bullets for that, because the idea that you're going to go out and find some really generous person in the afterworld who's going to be willing to sell you a box of 9mm when they're still walking around trying to protect their family is just ridiculous. I think that if someone's been killed or murdered or whatever by marauders, the marauders are taking their bullets. You may find that people bug out and have to leave a whole bunch of stuff there, but why are they bugging out if there are not other people there to try and take their stuff? You know what I mean? They're not abandoning their house and then no one else is getting there before you. You are going to either be one of those marauders or you're not getting those bullets. So if you think about how bullets might get traded, 9mm is going to be like gold. You're not getting any, right? I got some. I don't have anywhere close to enough to survive an Armageddon, and you sure as hell aren't getting one bullet from me, because I can't afford to give you, you know, even one of the 1,000 rounds that I got. And that's all I got is 1,000 rounds. So you can't have any, right? Because 1,000 rounds will go like that. And so it's something to think about. Maybe the best strategy is not to have the most common round. Maybe the best strategy is to have an uncommon round so that you can continue to collect while civilization still exists, even through gun shortages, and maybe someone's willing to sell you something that they have bullets for, but they don't actually have that weapon because they just collected all the bullets they could get a hold of. Maybe they thought maybe they could take the bullets and use the gunpowder somehow. I don't even know how to do that stuff, so I don't know if that's possible. I imagine it is. You know, whether you can use the primers or not, I imagine is questionable. But you got a better chance of finding some less common rounds from people grabbing them off the shelves and buying whatever they can than you do of getting a hold of 9mm. So that's my 2 cents on it. This is Pug Weasel. Think about it.